There's several pieces. I've got this one already done. All right. You got the chair itself. You have to cut it out. You have a chair backing. You have to cut it and cut it as close as you can around. It's painted brown. It comes in here and it just slides into place, and you want to glue it using some like some Model Masters glue or something like that. Just enough to get it good and tacked down all the way around, and push this back into place. And once that's done, that's all you have to do for that. The floorboard does have a pedestal on to help support the chair itself, and that's in the exact place you need it. So when you get ready to sit down, the chair will sit right down on it. There's an armor plate that I made for this. I'm trying to see where I laid it. It fell off the table. Anyway, when you get the armor plate, it's going to be a 1/4 inch thick. Oh, here it is. There's the armor plate. What you're going to need to do is come on the back side of the armor plate and put balsa in there. This, I think, is a 1/16 inch balsa. Put it in place, glue it in, and then cut the plastic away to make it flush. Alright, then I made some standoffs. This will glue to the back wall once it's all done, and I glue those to each side, coming up 1 inch from the base. That makes it stand off correctly. Coming up 1 inch from the base, these are glued on, and this will end up coming at the back of the cockpit. But anyway, when you get ready, the chair's glued on to where it's just below the head of the armor plate. This comes in and it will just sit right in place. Just make sure you got it centered. Okay. Then there's a headrest. The headrest is done the same way. You take it, you put the 1/16 inch balsa in there, then cut it away. This will actually come in here behind this armor plate. And that you glue that in place. You can see this is glued in behind that armor plate. This one slid up over the top of the rear one. Okay. Now, like I said, you can do this in here the way, however you want. It'd be nice if you made the nice bulkhead, but you'd have to make it out of light ply or something like that, and I'm unable to provide that. Also, I made some rudder pedals. They would come like this. You'd put at the very front, each one would go on top of the, say this one would go on top of that round piece there, with a little dowel that will be provided, and then there was a strap that went across the top. You just simulate that with another piece of plastic. There will be excess plastic in your kit that you could simulate that, but you have to cut all this out and paint those and stick each one on top of one of those for the rudder pedals. Okay. There is, like I said, there's a lot of resin pieces that are included in the kit. One is the joystick. The joystick is a 3-piece. It comes and you can position it any way you want. I've seen a lot of them in the magazines or in the pictures where it'll actually be tilted over a little bit. You can do this however you want, glue it in place, and this will be glued right to the floorboard. It fits right in between there, and you find your location and you just glue it in place. Alright, the full 1/4 scale pilot will fit in here. His feet actually go right down in front, right in between the dash. He comes in, he will sit all the way down in there without any problem. Here is a spare canopy I had, and it will slide right down, and he fits totally in there. Everything fits really nice. The thing that takes the longest is actually painting it. Everything else just falls into place. It takes very little time at all. As you can see in here, the crowbar is fashioned on the door. There's a flap wheel that goes on the, let's go over the resin parts real quick. Sand it down. The flap wheel goes right on the square piece here. The throttle body goes right there on that piece. There is a push button column. It goes right here on the very first stringer. Painted, once it's painted black with red buttons. There was a small set of buttons that goes right here below the right down here below the flap wheel. That there. Let's see what else goes in there. You had your gun camera counter, which will be right here in the middle between the from the first stringer to the second. There will be some 1/4-inch dowel provided. That's what I made the lamp out of. You just cut it at an angle and round off the back edge, and that's what the lamp. And then it had a wire that just kind of snaked down and went out the front, looked like. Let's see, that's everything on that side. Also provided to go into the at the base of the dash will be a there's a small square piece. You have to clean it off, and actually this piece goes in there, and that would be your compass, like on the real airplane. But this glues in the flat spot here. It glues right at the base, and then there's a resin piece that fits right in there, and that's your compass. All right, on the other side, the only resin piece we have coming in there is this piece, and it fits right on top of this once it's all painted. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of anything else, but this goes together real easy. Like I said, I will include some clear PETG to go back here. What would be nice is to come in here and make some bulkheads like the real one had. They were really thin bulkheads that came up and actually came up to a point just behind this armor headrest, and then the one back here came all the way around, and it had a lot of lightning holes in it and everything like that. Okay, one thing I about forgot is, but before you install the seat and you're finalizing the cockpit install, this is after you got everything else done. To lock this in place, there will be some there will be some plastic provided in the kit to lock in this back. Like I said, you can leave some of this flashing on the back side, not on the bottom, just on the back side, because we're going to take and put a piece of plastic. Oh, here's a full sheet, but what I'm going to do is you're going to come in here, a piece of plastic, and go across the back between the two backs and lock in. Also, if you leave a little bit of the flashing across the back here, you can make a whole square and just lock it in place. When you glue that backing in there, that's what these pieces will hit. It'll go up against that backing along the back of the fuselage. Now you do have to paint it the color of the rest of the cockpit, but it will make a nice rigid box out of it. Actually, I'll make sure that I put enough plastic in there to lock the front into, so you'll end up making a solitary box of the whole thing. This will make it nice and sturdy, but it's one of the final things you'll do is lock all that in. But I did want to show you that because I about forgot that. But anyway, this makes a good addition to your airplane. It's an easy install. I'm really reasonable on the price on the thing. So anyway, go to TyesPlanes.com. There'll be some pictures of it there. There'll be a price of it. Like I said, it makes a great addition to airplane. And I'm always available. Y'all can get me by email or by phone. All that's on the internet. I really appreciate you watching this, and